Hello, everyone, and good day. Welcome back to the discussion for the continuation of Chapter 1 in HCI 101 Interaction Design. All right, so last time we talked about the introduction, a little bit of introduction for the HCI, and we also discuss on the types of interaction or the types of uh, interactive design products that we encounter in our daily activity. Also, we talk about the differences of good and poor design, the negative and the positive aspect of product. In in our example, we talked about two uh, two designs, two different designs. The first one is about the all right here, the voicemail system. No, the we compared the the positive and the negative aspects of two different voicemail system. No? The first one for a certain voicemail system that requires a lot of steps uh, and have it has a lot of uh, negative uh, negative uh, or problem, no, daghan ka siyang problema as a system, and compared to the marble answering machine, although mas advantage siya kay mas uh, okay siya pag abot sa design, but still naagi hapon siya negative na uh, aspects sa iyang usage, no, kung asa siya mas appropriate nga setup. And also we discuss on uh, the remote, the TiVo remote control, no, na ay mga remote control nga kana without the users in mind, but the TiVo remote control, okay, here, okay, so the TiVo remote control shows uh, an aspect that really the designer made it with the users in mind. All right, so those are the things that we talked about on the previous uh, topic on good and poor design, right? And now we're going to discuss what is interaction design and all its context. All right. So by interaction design, we mean the following, no? So designing interactive products to support the way people communicate and interact in their everyday and working lives. Okay, so we can put another way. It is about creating user experience, that enhance, it also augment, or when you say augment, it change, and it really uh change in a positive aspect, the way people work, in making our lives easier, in terms of communication and interaction. So more generally, uh according to Terry Winograd, he said that designing spaces for human, uh he said, here, no, originally he described human computer interaction or interaction design as designing spaces for human communication and interaction. And according to John Thakara, he said he also describes, no, or he viewed it as the why as well as the how of our daily interactions using computers. So uh, he viewed it as this way, no, the how of our daily interactions, no, using the why and the how, no, using computers. All right, and while Dan Saffer, uh, he said, no, its artistic aspects, kuno, the art of facilitating interactions between humans through a through humans through products, between humans through products and services. All right, now here, let's see. All right, so we view interaction design, no, as uh anyway, so here, a number of terms, nga pala, the number of terms have been used since to emphasize different aspects of what is being designed that include the user, no, interface, user interface, here software design, user centered design, product design, interactive system design, and web design. So these are excuse these are the terms that have been used, no, since uh, to emphasize different aspects, no, of what is excuse what is being designed, no, and this term is used actually interchangeably. So interaction design is generally used as the overarching term to describe the field, including its methods, theories, and approaches, no. So it this is the term that describes the field of design, no, mismo, that includes the methods, the theories, and approaches. And also, UX is more widely in industry to refer to the profession. No, kung designer ka, interaction designer ka, you're called a UX designer. Okay, and also, these methods can be used interchangeably, and it depends on their ethos. When we say ethos, the character, no, and the brand. All right. So, all right. So those are the definition or the difference of the UI and the UX. And here is the components of the interaction design. No, we view interaction design as a fundamental to many disciplines, fields, and approaches that are concerned with researching and designing computer-based system for people. So naatay tulo. So here, we present the core ones along with interdisciplinary field that comprise one or more of this, no, na ay sa design practices, no, ang interaction design daghan siya components, no, daghan siya og pwede nga field nga ma-apply, no. So sa design practices, sa design pa lang daan mismo, this is applied to graphic design, product design, artist design, industrial design, and film industry. Okay, and uh, also, it can be confusing, no, to try to work out the differences between them, as mini overlap, no, nagsapaw-sapaw, no, ang mga fields or aspects nga involved or as a component ni interaction design. But the main differences between interaction design and the other approaches referred to it in the figure come largely down to which methods, philosophies, and lessons they use. No, magdepende ra jud kung asa nga ang differences niya, magdepende ra kung asa siya nga method, asa siya nga philosophy or even field siya nga ma-apply. So another way they vary is in terms of the scope and the problems they address. No, for example, information system is concerned with the application of computer technology, 'di ba? Sa field sa or sa domain sa business, sa health, sa education, okay? Whereas the ubiquitous computing is concerned with the design, development, and deployment of computing technologies. No? For example, sa Internet of Things and how they facilitate social interactions and human experiences. So, so nakita ninyo nga aside sa design practices, these are the interdisciplinary fields no nga part si interaction design sa information system, no, ang information system that is concerned sa application again sa computing technology nga gigamit sa business, sa health, education, and etc. And computer supported cooperative work, so CSCW, this is actually or an organization. No, this is an organization that also work with the design, usually mga research in ano. While the cognitive ergonomics, no, cognitive ergonomics or uh, the ergonomics, or the term is ergonomics. This is the discipline of making the human system interaction compatible sa human cognitive abilities and limitations, particularly at work. No, so this is actually the the design sa not just cognitive, no, for example sa workstation, no, na ay mga products or mga gamit dira nga they are designed, no, for example mga lamisa, mga computer set nga table, they are designed that way to support uh, human uh, human utilization, no, paggamit sa sa computer, uh, that supports also the the physical, no, the physical, or they look at the physical aspects or the health issues of a person using that type of that type or using the computer, no, for example ipatong siya sa na ergonomics, no, ang kanang set sa or kanang lamisa sa laptop nganong inana siyang height, or even ngano ang mouse inana ang porma. It's because ang study ana niya gilantaw nila ang paggamit sa product nga maka-reduce siya, no, or it improve the work conditions and the performance sa tao, and also the safety and health to avoid human error and unnecessary load and stress. So mo na sa parts sa cognitive ergonomics or sa ergonomics in general. And human computer interaction, no, the design of uh, between human and computer products. Cognitive engineering, uh, this is about human behavior, no, uh, studying human behavior in complex worlds, is and designing support system. So is one case of people engaged in problem solving in a complex world. No, example, troubleshooters, operators, those who confront, no, complicated or complexity in the course of their daily task. Human factors. This refer to environmental and organizational and job factors and human and individual characteristics which influence behavior at work, you know, in a way which can affect health and safety also. All right, so for further definition, since this is out of our discussion, this is beyond the scope of our discussion. No, you may Google or research those components. And also in the academic discipline, no, uh, components, si ergonomics, no, involves siya sa interaction design, si psychology or cognitive science, informatics, engineering, computer science, software engineering, and social sciences. Okay, so now here, so who is involved in interaction design? No, kinsa may mga involved ani. Okay. So katong ganina katong components nga akong gipakita, that also shows that many people no are involved in performing interaction design that range from social scientists to movie makers. Apil na sila. So this is not surprising, no, this is not new given that technology has become pervasive or has become part of our lives, but it can all seem rather bewildering, no, usay makalibog to the parts sa mga wala kabalo, to the onlooker, no, sa mga design, 'di ba? So how does the mix of players no work together and saan na nila nga lahi-lahi man sila og field. So designers need to know many different things about the users also, no? About the technologies. As a designer dapat daghan kag nahibaw-an. And you have to know many different things sa parts sa users, sa technologies, and the interactions among them. Unsa may interaction no among those I have mentioned. So user ug sa technology, unsa interaction nila to create effective user experiences. So at the least, uh, they need to understand, no, how people act and react to events and how they communicate and interact with each other. No, dapat masabtan yun na para asaman, no, to be able to create engaging user experiences. So they also uh, need nila nga masabtan how emotions work, unsay pag ang emotion unsay dagan bitaw, and what is meant by aesthetic sa beauty, the beautification na part sa desirability, no, there are components aning desirability and the role of uh, narrative in human experiences. So unsa pay laing masabtan, also the business side, no, the business side, the technical side, the manufacturing, and the marketing side, no? Dapat apil gyud masabtan gyapon to siya sa designer. So, honestly, no, this is quite difficult for one person lang, no, to be well versed or to be master, no, in all of these diverse areas, and also know how to apply the different form of knowledge and so on pag-apply ani, no, to the process of interaction design. All right. So, interaction design ideally it carried out multidisciplinary teams. So, mo na siya involved. Klase-klase nga involved sa team. So, where ang skill sets nila, ang skill set sa team, it should compose of engineers, designers, programmers, di ba? Psychologists, unsa pa man, marketing people, artists, toy makers, product managers, and so many more, no? And it is rarely the case nga uh, that a design team would have all of this professional working together, no? Panalagsa raman jud pod nga kato akong gi-mention nag-uban gito siya. So to who to include the I in a team? And the answer is that depends on a number of factors. That includes the company's design philosophy, no? So unsay philosophy, guiding philosophy sa kumpanya or sa grupo, size and purpose, and the product line. And ang benefit lang ani niya if you have this group of people in a team with different backgrounds and training is the potential of many more ideas, no, nga maipon or magather. Unsa pa man, aside from many ideas na being gathered, new methods also nga ma-develop, and more creative and original design, no, being produced. But however, ang downside ani niya is ang cost. Siyempre, mag-hire man jud mo og lain-lain, no? Nag-involve og lain-lain engineer, scientist, di ba? The more the people there are with different backgrounds in a design team, mas difficult, no, it can be to communicate also and make progress with the design. Ano man, kay people with different backgrounds, they have laylay mas lag perspective and ways of seeing and talking, no, about certain idea, no? Posible nga ikaw ibutang ka sa programming apart, you have your own idea or see or how you are seeing this problem, and sila pod naapod sila laing perspective ana. So medyo diha lang magka-differ, no? And it might be difficult, no, to progress. It's because lain-lain ang background. And what one person value as important, others may not even see, no, the same, no. And what this means is, in practice, is that confusion, misunderstanding, and communication breakdowns can surface in a team. Actually, mo kuan mo gina siya. Normally mo occur gina siya. The various team members may have different ways dahil lahi man sila og pamaagi of talking, no, about the design, unsa nga design ang buhaton, and may use the same terms to mean quite different things. Lahi-lahi sila og kanang jargon, nga word or terms nga ginagamit, 'di ba? Sa programming or sa comsci na ay lain nga term, and other problems can arise when a group of people who have not previously worked as a team are thrown together, no, mo na siya posible nga mahimo nga problem. All right, so the more nga lahi-lahi ang team nga i-gather, the more nga lahi-lahi ang mga expertise sa matag isa ka member, no, the more nga mas complicated. Pero that is required, no, mo-occur man na siya, but that is actually part na siya sa part na siya sa pag-design in a team containing a different group of people. Okay, let's talk about the user experience or the UX. Okay, the user experience refers to refers to how a product behaves and is used by people in the world, no, since that is your experience, and that uh lahi-lahi man ta og kuan approach sa isang product, no. Inani ako ang experience sa laptop, sa paggamit ani nga laptop, it might be that you have different experience in using the same product. According to Jacob Nielsen and Don Norman, they define it as encompassing, no, encompassing what, all aspects of the end user's interaction with the company, services, and its products. So when we say user experiences, gali appeal na tanang aspects sa end users, no, services, end user or interaction sa end user sa isa ka product or within the company, services ana ang company and product ana ang company. So as stressed by Jess Garrett, no, ana siya nga, every product that is used by someone has a user experience, no, tanang product man jud, no, as used by someone has a user experience. Even newspaper, even ketchup bottles, even toothpick, no? Lain-lain na siya og kuan. Armchairs and so on. Even mga sanina, no? Tanang product, every product na na siya user experience. And more specifically, it is about how people feel, no, about the product and their pleasure and satisfaction when using it. Mao man ilang taon. User experience is about how you feel about the product and the satisfaction in using that product. Uh, while holding the product, while opening the product, while closing it, or while using it. So nakailain-lain ng experience, and it includes their overall impression, no, of how good it is to use, right down to the sensual effect, even the small details nga naa nga product such as unsa siya ka smooth, di ba? Uh, inig kuan nimo, inig click nimo ang tingog niya or ang button niya, inig press nimo, di ba? So tanan-tanan mura bitaw kag nagpalit og cellphone, no? Even gikan sa pagdawat nimo sa product and then gikan sa pag-unboxing nimo, sa feel sa sudlanan, sa pag-abli, tanan na naka-experience ana, and that is the overall aspect sa user experience. So an important aspect is here, an important aspects is the quality of the experience someone has, no, be it be it a quick na experience such as taking a photo, leisurely one, no, such as playing with an interactive toy, or an integrated one such as visiting a museum. So those are part of user experience, and it is important to point out that uh, a person cannot design a user experience, only design for a user experience. Nasabtan ninyo? Uh, no? Importante ko no nga masabtan na to point out that one cannot design a user experience. Kanang user experience dili na ma-design. But you can design, or you can only design para sa user experience, para ma-experience sa isa ka user ang imong design. So in particular, one cannot design a sensual experience, no, kana bitong bation nimo nga happy kay ka, dili man na siya pwede, dili na siya part sa isa ka designer, kay di man na nimo pwede mabuhat, but you can only create the design features that can evoke it. Kana bitong malipay ka unsa may part sa imong design nga maka evoke ana nga pagbati, no. For example, the outside casings, no, sa smartphone can be designed to be smooth, silky, sinaw, and mufit siya sa kamot when held or touched and looked at, no, and interacted with. That can provoke a sensual and satisfying user experience. So ana na siya. And if it is designed to be heavy and awkward to hold, it is much more likely to end up providing a poor user experience. Samot di taganahan sa camera or dili taganahan sa iyang kadak-on, no, or iyang kalapdon sa screen, no, that could create a poor user experience, one that is uncomfortable and unpleasant. Okay. And Designers sometimes refer user experience as UXD. No? The addition of the D sa UX, okay? The addition of the D to the UX is meant to encourage thinking that focuses on the quality of the user experience rather than on the set of design methods to use. So, mas bugat no sa parts sa pag-design ang user experience jud rather than sa uh, design methods nga gigamit. Okay, uh so according to Don Norman again, no ana siya nga it is not enough that we build products that function, that are understandable and usable. We also need to build joy and excitement, pleasure and fun, and yes, beauty to people's life. So mao dyan ay gilantaw, di ba? So I hope you understand what is user experience it really is. Okay, so there are many aspects no, of the user experience that can be considered and many ways of taking them into account when designing interactive products. Ang of central importance, those are the usability, the functionality, the aesthetics, the content, the look, and feel and emotional appeal. In addition po to Jack Carroll, no, uh, in addition, he stresses other wide-reaching aspects. Now that includes fun, health, social capital, the social resources that develop and are maintained through the social networks, shared values, goals, and norms. No, and unsa pa man cultural identity, no, such as age, ethnicity, race, disability, family status, occupation, and education. So, mo na yung mga butang nga gilantaw when designing a product with the users in mind. No, nga gilantaw nato ang user experience. So, several researchers have also attempted to describe the experiential aspect of user experience. No, let's see. Just to mention a few na lang, it's not in the presentation. According to Casper Hornbach and Morten Herzog, note how it is often described in terms of the way that users perceive a product, such as the weather, uh, such as whether a smartwatch is seen as sleek or chunky, and their emotional reaction, such as whether people have positive experience when using it. Okay, so those are the things. All right, let's jump to understanding the users. Unsa man ni? So, let's read. A main reason for having a better understanding of people in the context in which they live, work, and learn is that it can help designers understand how to design interactive products that provide good user experience or match a user's need. So, ang main reason ko no for having a better understanding of people in the context in which they live, work, and learn is that it can help designers understand how to design interactive products no kung asas unsay trabaho nila, unsay nahibaw-an nila, what they learn, and that is through interview, no, gathering user requirements or gathering data coming from the user, no. So in the process sa design, actually that involves interview, no, in gathering of data. So a collaborative planning tool for a space mission intended to be used by teams of scientists working in different parts of the world will have quite different needs from one targeted at customer and sales agents to be used in furniture store to draw up kitchen layout. So lahi-lahi ang again, no, lahi-lahi ang product nga i-design depende sa klase nga tawo nga mo gamit, 'di ba? Kay na may product nga for example, imong trabaho is carpenter, na may product nga dili dili kuan sa imuha, dili apili or walay walay pulos sa imuha, no? So understanding individual differences, no, can also help designers appreciate that dili tanang product mo fit sa tanan, no? What works for one user group maybe totally dili siya mo work sa another group, no? For example, ang children, they have different expectations than the adults, lahi-lahi man, no? They may find having interactive quizzes and cartoon characters helping them to be motivated kanang mga dulaan nga pangbata, di ba? So of course, para sa mga bata, ma-motivate sila, ganahan sila. Whereas, most adults, they find them annoying. Kabantay mo nga, makakita tag dulaan nga, magkatag, no? Dili na kaayo tamalingaw, inot no sa inyo ha. But most of the parents siguro sa adult, medyo ma-annoy na sila na. So, conversely, adults often like, sa may ganahan sa adult, di ay, no, usually they like uh, discussions, no, talking head discussions about topics, no? Pero sa part sa children, boring po na siya sa part sa children. Okay? So just as everyday objects like clothes, food, and games, they are designed differently for children, for teenagers, and adults. All right? So interactive products the same, no, the same way be designed for different kind of users. Okay? So mo na siya, no? So lahi lahi ang needs sa bata, lahi jud ang needs sa adult. Kay dili man pare-parehas. So dapat masabtan nato kinsa atong user, unsay edad sa atong user, ang level sa atong user. And learning more about people and unsa ilang trabaho or unsa ilang ginabuhat can also reveal incorrect assumptions, no? Incorrect assumptions sa mga designers about particular user groups and what they need. Now, for example, uh, sometimes as a designer, we assume nga when when old when the or older people, they want things to be big, so mo na tong hunahuna, no, they want to be the text dapat dagko ang text, dapat ang mga graphical elements they appear on a screen nga dapat dagko jud siya, or even the physical controls like switches, like buttons, like dials, no? It might be true for some elderly people sa uban, but studies have shown nga many people sa 70 kuno og 80s nga edad and older they are perfectly capable of interacting with standard size nga information and even mga small interfaces. Now for example sa smartphones, just as well as those their teens and twenties, no, kaya din nila pod mo gamit og mga smartphones nga kaya gamiton sa mga 20 anyos, even though initially some might think they will find it difficult, no, abi na tog pambagets ra gid na siya, no, ang smartphone dapat dili pwede man tiguang, pero according to study di ay that many people, no, daghan di ay sa edad nga 70 to 80s. Okay, so kana siya. Unsa pa man. So, also it is increasingly the case that as people get older ko, no, nga magkatigwang po sila, uh, they do not like to be considered themselves as lacking in cognitive and manual skills, no. being aware of people's sensitivities such as aging, no? It is important as knowing how to design for their capabilities, no? That as a designer dapat kabalota kung unsa sila nga part nga sensitive. No? Syempre nga mag-edad na sa kasagarang edaran, no? Mga emotional. So dapat gina-consider po na. So in particular, while many older adults now feel comfortable with the use of different technologies, no? Different range of technologies. For example, sa pag-email, pag-online shopping, online games, or social media, they may resist no adopting new technologies. Mo nay isa pod nga tendency. So maglisod sila adapt, no? Napoy tendency nga maglisod sila adapt sa mga bag-ong mga technology, and this is not because they don't perceive them as being useful, no? Dili not because nga wala nila to nakita nga gamit, but because siguro they don't want to waste their time, no, getting distracted by the digital life brings, no. For example, nakita nila sa younger generation karon nga nagsige na lang atubang og cellphone, nagsige na lang og dulag computer, no, mahalos mo pilit na ang naong sa cellphone. So inana, so dili sila ganahan og inana, no. So being aware of also of cultural differences is also an important concern sa interaction design, particularly for products intended for a diverse range of user groups, no, from different countries. So lantawon pod gihapon ang differences when it comes sa culture nga part. So an example of a culture differences is the dates and times, no, used in different countries. Kay laylay man tawag time zone. So in the other countries, it is written no in the sequence of day, month, year ang kuan nila, or it is written as month, day, year, di ay, whereas other countries ang date nila it is written as day, month, year. So maguna ang adlaw, bulan, ang tuig. So abang country maguna ang bulan, adlaw ug tuig. So this can cause problems for designers when deciding on the format of online forms, especially if intended no for global use. It is also concern for products that have time as a function, such as operating system, digital clocks, or car dashboards, no? And mo na kasagaran problema kung magdepende pod kung asa nga country nila ibaligya. To which cultural group do they give preference, no? Kung asa man jud to nga particular nga country or group of people ibaligya. Or how do they alert users to the format that is set as default, no? Mo nang atong mga mobile phone na dyan settings kung unsa nga time zone no nga format, or unsay for time format kung asa ta mas nanad. So this raises the question of how easily in an interface design for one user group can be used and accepted by another. So manay mga pangutana, no, uh, kung mahibaw-an nato kung acceptable ba siya sa isa ka group of people. And why is it that certain products like fitness tracker are universally accepted, 'di ba? Whereas websites are designed differently and reacted to differently by people from different cultures. So ang website na ginagamit, even kita naanad tag gamit og browser na Google Chrome, 'di ba? Wala kita naanad sa ubang browser. Where in fact lahi-lahi pud na sila og mga advantages or mga mga features, 'di ba? So to understand more about users, no, I think we are almost done. May na lang, no? To know more that we will talk about next the accessibility and inclusiveness topic, no? All right. So this time let me just give you an activity you have to answer and you have to submit until next meeting or next class discussion. Okay, so take a screenshot for this. All right, so if you have questions, you may post uh, uh, in the Google Classroom where this video tutorial is posted. All right, so thank you and God bless.